Once you're settled, let your muscles relax. Body is calm. We are absolutely supported right now. Let your next breath be a huge breath. And the exhale is very relaxed. And feel how the diaphragm has to work in order to take deep breaths. So maybe take another one just to experience the muscular work of the diaphragm. And feel how the release is super easy, just letting go. So that simple idea that we just experienced in our breath is something we're going to play with as we travel through our class today. It's the idea of having even just within the same movement, different ways that we can have work, and we can also have release and ease. I feel like life is set up to require both out of us. The bones are like the solid, rigid work part of who we are. It can represent everything that we've gone through to get us to this person that we are now, that knows how to make pretty wise decisions. And yet the ease is that softness that we have. We're not all bone because bone can't move itself. It's too rigid. There's nothing connective and fluid to make it move and flow. Having the softness helps it to be able to work. And even within muscle groups, a muscle group on one side will be doing work and the other side has to relax. Think of the bicep and the tricep. If both contracted equally at the same time, you couldn't move your arm. It's only in the tricep relaxing that the bicep is able to contract. And so there's this perfect balance that goes on within our system where when we have just the right amount of balance between work and ease, that's when we're able to accomplish good, deep things. So the idea today is to really play with those two concepts, work and ease, not only in the combinations that we do, but also within the same poses. And so with this idea to help lead us on, let's take some of our initial stretches. So arms get to stretch all the way to the back. Let the shoulders start to go right and left. And notice how even in this first simple movement, part of your body has to contract for the other half to stretch. So moving side to side is only possible because of the contraction and the release of the other half. So maybe take one more to each direction. And as you finish there, let's start to take the hands around the right knee. Right knee gets to come into the chest. Maybe do some ankle rolls if that's the tight area, helping to loosen and ease it out. And eventually right leg gets to stretch up to the sky. Feel how the hamstring is today. Nice check in. And this can be extremely easeful, choosing a spot that's not too much work. It just fills the stretch. Or you can choose to do this pose in a very rigid, very strong way, where the leg is very much trying to lengthen itself. And then your muscular strength of the arms is trying to pull it in closer and closer. So choose the appropriate balance for your body this morning. Enjoy another breath to flow in. Exhale, release. And drop. Left knee in. Little hug. Maybe ankle roll. Loosening up what needs it most. Leg eventually can start to stretch all the way upward. Again, your personal preference. Are we taking the easeful quality? Or are we taking the strong, rigid quality? There's pros and cons to both. Neither's right, neither's wrong. It's dependent on how your body is doing to decide what it needs most. Enjoy another breath in. And then with the exhale, hook the heel, glide the shin in. Most likely an easeful hip opener, but perhaps you could be very active about it, trying to pull it into the very edge of your flexibility here. Take another beautiful inhale. And with the exhale, start to free this leg out. Drop it down. Free the feet out to the end. Just sit up. And already, let's take a nice back bend. So fabric, I prefer it when it's further down my back, but you can choose to have it higher up. That'll change the back bend based on where we place it. Hands grab on, start to spill your head over backwards. And just feel how the back wants to open today. No pressure to stay a certain amount of time. It's however long feels really good in our body, in our system. Not enjoying it until you're ready to come up, in which case you'll just rise and then relax up and over. Feel free to let the neck be loose, rocking it out, starting to ease out of some tightness that might be present today. Okay, sitting up tall, let's take a twist. You get to choose which side you want to do first. Bunch it up to one direction. And the shoulder that's going to the mirror side, that arm is extending out or circling around the head. Another good inhale. Exhale, release. Switch it out. Opening the arm or circling it around the head. Beautiful. And as we return, we're going to take just our legs back in, roll onto one side, and from the shoulders hanging out, take that fetal position arcing that we do. So when the arms reach up overhead, arc the feet back, and then curl in, tight little ball. Nice inhale and exhale. Take 3 more. Two. And 1. Good. Continue to fluff around until you're all the way down to your belly. Arms can dangle for a moment. Head releasing. It's pretty good traction for the spine. Good. Now start to take the arms inside. I like to start off with getting the elbows underneath my body. That gives me something to prop up my torso up against. So once you're there, press into your elbows to scoot the hips all the way onto the feet and then sit upward. Good. Come up to a high kneeling place. And then in our hands, grab the front end of the fabric. I like to take it out a little bit wider than the shoulders, like maybe 2 shoulder widths or 1.5 or so. And then already put pressure into that end. So you've got a definite end, you've got a definite, release of the slack from the top down to the hands. So from this high kneeling place, keep your body rigid from knees to shoulders, a nice straight plank position. Begin to lean forward, the arms will go forward, feel your core work. And then exhale, push into the hands to bring it back. Good. So your choice in how many of these you take, your choice in how fast you do these. You can absolutely hold through the hard part if that feels the best. I personally like exhales going forward, inhales when I start to return. So let's go for 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Sit all the way back onto your feet. And then just let the arms stretch forward into a child pose. You can release the hands, letting them come to like a prayer position. That could feel really nice. And allowing the arms to stretch overhead like this helps to bring the shoulders into a nice opener. Not too much pressure, just enough to ease into it. And feel the contrast between the two things. Feel the contrast between the work we just did and the body easing to this shape now. If you can slow down the breath, we'll take about 3 more slow breath cycles. Beautiful. And then sitting up. From here, we need to inch our way forward a bit so we get some slack at the back. So you'll have to kind of bring your arms out in front and then kind of crawl your way forward, just little knee inches at a time. You do want to be able to cover up to the hips and have a little bit of slack at the back. Okay. From here, the idea is that we grab this fabric that's behind us, we bring it more toward the front, and then we're going to ease our way into a back bend. So we're going to start the belly flop. I recommend gripping a little bit wider on the fabric so you have a little bit of control. If you grip narrower, we don't want to, fall through. So wider meaning a little bit closer up on this back end, and then bring that part through. And from here, we start to ease our way into a little back bend. Allow ourselves to bend the elbows, lower onto the belly, triceps bent. We end up here. Yeah, keep on inching the knees until they're even. That'll help out. Yeah, I'll watch you. Usually you can control it up until right that moment. Yep, you look great. It's gonna lower exactly right. Yeah. So notice this pose. There's the ease of the back bend, but yet the work of the triceps. So if there's ever a moment when you feel like you need to come out, start to pull, send the hips back. Good, and just release. Even doing a little hug all the way around the fabric. Grabbing onto each elbow, we can round our shoulder blades backwards. Stretching that spot right in between them. This is a nice contrast from the last pose to here, especially in the back. The idea of being soft to take a heart opener required strength of the back and the arms, and now to be soft in the belly area to allow the back to stretch. Good. So from here, the idea is that we're heading all the way back around to lay on our backs to head into vampire. So the lucky thing is we've taken a lot of our slack on already. So if you start to set your shoulder close to this front end, then you can simply flip around and you should be almost ready for vampire. Maybe a little bit of easing to one direction or the other, depending on exactly how much you had. Take those adjustments if you need more or less. It's up to your body to know exactly the right amount. But we've got the shoulders covered, we've got the hands gripping up high. So then from here, let's hook the feet, start to rise upside down. And feel how it took work to get here, but now that we're here, there's just ease. So your choice how long you get to stay. But just keep the breath going and perhaps play with the breath. Feel how the breath feels different upside down. It's like we have to work even a little bit more on the inhale, and the exhale just naturally flows out. Just play with that quality. If there's any variations you want to play with, that's fine. Maybe taking the feet away, play with your body balancing. Sometimes I'll play with one leg going forward, one leg backward. It does depend on balance, yeah. Just keep on enjoying this pose as long as the body's still doing okay. Good. Heading down to the Shavasana or the floating child pose. Just take your time. You can be here a full 30 seconds or more if needed. Just enjoy this time as the body is coming back. Remembering what it is to have gravity that direction. And that's the funny thing about the blood is you can't force it to do anything. Mine is changing your orientation like that. You can't think and therefore the blood pressure is perfectly regulated again. It's a transition period. That's the easy. It's kind of like if you start something new, there's a transition period of learning. There's that transition period of your muscles growing in whole new ways that they've maybe never been used before. Yet in the transition, the body gets to receive and feel very, very good. Good. So before we completely head out, let's take the second side for our fetal position, just so that our body has that chance to work through the upper muscles a little bit differently on the second side. So take it again, just up to the armpit, bring the legs back inside, you're flipping to the second direction. And when the arms reach up overhead, we're taking a good inhale, arch backward, and exhale, curl it. Taking it nice and slow, 4, inhale. Exhale. 3. And see if you can notice exactly which muscles allow the contraction to happen versus the arch. 2. And 1. Beautiful. As we finish that, kick the feet free off the front. Let's ease our way all the way up and out. Flipping around, the fabric will be right in front of you. Good. So gripping on, let's take our simple 90-degree angle. Feel how the legs are doing. Sometimes wiggles through the legs are fine. And sometimes it's more like wiggles through the back. It's helping your body ease into this 90-degree angle bending. And making the grip a little bit tighter where it's at. We're going to play with rotating the palms in, the elbows bend down, feel the arch. And then straightening back, feel yourself round. This one. So it's like an extra exaggerated cat cow, belly down, bend, rotating with the arms in and arch. Feel how that includes the shoulders even. And 2 more. Good. From here, let's sway all the way over to the front side. Then you can close our elbow down. And switch it out. Good. Turning forward, bend the knees. Let's just roll the spine up. And from here, create kind of like a pyramid pose. Left foot forward, right foot back. Let the front knee be bent so that we can push the back heel backwards until we're stretching the calf. Right now, the fabric is mostly just for balance. So it doesn't require too hard of a grip. But let if I get to the point far enough back that the heel has to lift a little bit, that's when I can really sink into the calf. Feel how the slight lift of the back is a very heating quality. So now contrast that to straightening the front leg, shorten the stance until heels can be all the way down, and then lean forward to pyramid. Notice how it feels very different. Forward folds are much more of a cooling quality. If you want to get into the front calf a little bit deeper, you can lift the toes and the ball of the foot all the way up. Good. Setting it down, bend that front knee, torso gently rises, and then we can switch the feet out. The hands need to wiggle for a moment before there's any pressure, that's fine. When the front knee is ready to bend, we scoot the back heel so far back that pushing into it backwards helps to get into that calf. Feel the strength of the spine here. Very tall, very strong. Another good inhale. And then exhale, maybe shorten stance, straighten front leg, and ease our way forward. Perhaps lifting up front foot. Inhale, exhale, set the front foot down, bend the knee, help the spine rise, shift the feet back, and let's take our right foot into the fabric. So from here, our grip can be there or it can be completely off, whatever feels best and whatever works with our balance. The first thing we're going to do is some of the work aspect by pushing the right heel directly into the fabric. Push it down, feel the hamstring contract. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release all of that pressure. Hamstrings loose again. From here, we can either grip on, slide down, or take it more like a splits, traveling forward a bit. Either way, we're helping that hamstring ease into a stretch. Nothing too much, just the perfect amount for today. Another good inhale. And exhale. Rising up from here. We're going to hop forward. We're standing just like an inch in front of plumb line. The leg starts to open out to the side. Make sure that it stays at the side. If it goes too far forward or if it goes too far back, you're gonna hop to a slightly different spot just so that it kind of floats right at the side. Good catch, you got it. Okay, once you're there with balance, bunch up both sides, slide the right hand down, left hand up. This could be more of a stretch for the lateral body on that left side. It could be more about the legs, kind of let yourself lean toward that side a little bit. Try to keep the knee pointed upward. Good. As our weight comes back, grip the left hand just on this bottom, the closer strand. The knee bends and the foot comes around behind. Right hand grabs the other strand. So once we're here, lean backwards, quad stretch. If you don't really feel it, the knee gets pulled further backward. Good. Coming up, from here we either go into dancer's pose, keeping the hands where it is, kick the foot upward, or more of a split, hand sliding up, straighten the leg and lean back. It's whatever feels slightly better in the spine or in the hip. Another good inhale. And exhale nice and slowly. Try to take this right leg with balance all the way up in front. Once it's in front, do a little hop back. And then to help our spine recover, lean forward once again. Awesome. We're gonna switch sides, so slide the hands up. Maybe swinging switch. If not, just step the foot out, step the other end. Okay, find your balance with or without grip. And the first thing we do is that activity. Push the heel into the fabric. You should be feeling hamstring contract. So when you're ready, start to push down firmly for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. You can slide down or perhaps split forward depending on where your flexibility feels today. Starting to rise, we have to do a little hop forward as the leg starts to go to the left. Double check that it's at a good placement, your standing foot. If you need to try to hop forward or backward from there, that's okay. And when it feels like it's at the perfect spot, bunch up both strands. Left hand slides down, right hand up. You can absolutely stay. This is a really good stretch just to be upright, or perhaps continue to lean into it. Personal preference. Okay, coming back, right hand just on this bottom closer one. Bend the knee, send the leg behind, grip on. Make sure you're balanced and then lean backwards for the quad. Like all these muscle groups that it's not that often that we stretch every single one of them, getting into calf, getting into hamstring, getting into quad. But this is one of those days we're including everything. I'm breathing into it. The more loose our breath is, the more our body's able to receive stretching. Good. Returning up, the hands either stay close for the dancer kick or hands slide up. The leg tries to go straight backwards and we lean backwards a little bit. More of a split. Slightly more of that work quality. So one more good breath in. And relax. Ease the leg all the way back out in front of you. Hopping back just a bit. And feel the easeful quality contrasting the work as we get to lean forward just another moment. Beautiful. When we rise, step this foot out. Let's take the fabric across the hips, heading toward downward facing dog. Maybe one step forward before we start to lean into it. Keep it locked at the hips when you drop your hands down. Several steps back. You could make this about the calves by walking the feet kind of underneath you like a pipe and then pushing your hands backwards. That would help to include that a little bit. Or perhaps you're into the hip hang, lifting the toes up, hugging around the shins, or doing the shoulder stretch from behind. Let's try a moment with our leg stretches. So right leg kicks wide, and then we try to catch the toes on the fabric. If the catch happens, maybe we start to slide up higher. No pressure. Nobody has to go all the way. Good. Releasing right. Catch the left. Maybe straighten it up a bit. See if the standing leg can also straighten the hair. Beautiful. So 2 more breaths. With a gentle release, walk your way forward until feet are flat, bend the knees, gently roll up and catch yourself. Lots of time for the head to receive blood again. Breath flowing, we're feeling good. We're starting to get to that point where we feel pretty good. Walk backwards to free yourself out. Fabric is free. Turn around, and we're going to hook the fabric right at the shoulder blade, so a little bit lower than where we just had it. Walk back to take the slack out. And then as we walk directly forward, we're going to end up with hips under plumb line. Right leg slides out long. Just one time, we're going to use work to lift that right leg up as high as it can go. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hands wrap around, and we see if we can walk it up a little bit higher into the easeful stretch. One more good breath. Good. Take the right ankle onto left thigh and completely relax from all this abdominal and back effort. Hips opening, it feels nice. Beautiful. Step the right foot down, slide the left leg long. Try to lift it all the way up, as high as you can go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wrap around, grab. Maybe you can walk your hands a bit higher. Another good inhale, and exhale, hook the ankle onto the thigh, relax the hips back down. Beautiful. Dropping this foot down, walk the feet to the under plumb line. We can go just about as wide as the mat. And then with looseness in the knees, we're going to take huge circles. So a huge back bend, followed by release backwards. Maybe 2 more to this direction. And then pause and reverse it out. And perhaps 2 more. Good. When we stop, straighten the legs. Let yourself clasp the hands behind the back. Just pull the hands as far away as they want to go. Okay, release the hands, free yourself out of fabric. The fabric is now in front of you. Bunch up the fabric. And we're gonna take tree pose. Start with your right foot, the arch of the foot, holding onto all the fabric. Sliding the hands up high. We wanna make this a smooth rise so we're not swinging like crazy. So try to use arm strength and leg strength to smoothly come up. Left leg wraps around the fabric. Left arm has to go forward. Maybe the foot can slide up higher, hands can be at the heart. Good. We're trying to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grip on, free the left shoulder back behind. We're gonna switch from here. So step the left foot in and right foot wraps around. Good, all the way from behind, you got it. Right shoulder forward. Maybe the foot can slide up. Good. Hands at heart. And we're here breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Free it out. Step both feet inside for a moment. We're going to try to grip on really tightly. When we hold ourselves up, we're going to lift the feet and then lower down to the shins or ankle area. So close, that's okay. You can also come from just kneeling in and then, shake things out for a moment. Yeah, you can kind of kneel one foot in and then kneel the other one right next to it. That's okay, shake it out. Yeah, shake it out, you got it. You got it, yeah. And then just pop that one knee free and you're there. Beautiful. Okay, knees continue to tilt forward, grab on, and then just lean back to the amount that feels good. It's a back bend and a quad stretch simultaneously. This is also easy on the toes, so some people even wiggle the toes a little bit, especially after that stretch they just took. So maybe one more inhale. And exhale, use arm strength to lift us up. See if we can grip a little bit higher than shoulders. We're trying to pull ourselves up by pushing into the fabric. Free the legs out and slowly lower down. Good. Okay. From here, we're gonna aim for the inversion, the straddle back, or if you need to sit inside and do a little bit more of the diaper up, that's okay. So then you're welcome to turn around, fabric at the hips, and legs can wrap. And feel how easeful this is, especially in the arms after trying to do those lifts. Now the arms just get to dangle, to be free. Feel the back release. That's so important to include release. Our back definitely does work all the time. It carries us through our whole life. If we have heavy bags, it's our back that takes the brunt of that work. And so here we're having ease into the back. Obviously, if you know it's time to come up, that's absolutely fine. Until that point, let your back continue to ease. It's becoming really long. Lots of space in between the discs. That's helping to free out any compression that might be happening on nerves. Easing us right out of back pain. If you're ready to come out, feel free to ease, floating child or stargazer. When we feel like our blood pressure is okay, let's come all the way inside the fabric, sitting down. And then we'll head into the same stretches that we started with. So our back and our body gets one more chance to loosen those things out. So we're sitting inside and then laying back. When you're there, the arms stretch out long to the space behind you. Start to take the lateral lean, shoulders right, shoulders left. You can go fast or super slow, perhaps by this point in class. Good. Right knee comes in. Maybe a few ankle rolls. Just check in with it. How different does this foot feel than before? When you're ready, leg up to the sky. Hamstring stretch, pull it in. And hook the right heel. Take the hip opener. How does it feel now? Good. Right leg down, left knee in. Check out the ankle. Check out the hamstring. Look at the heel, sliding it in. Eventually drop this one all the way down. When you're there, we're in Shavasana. Just let your body relax. We're breathing. We're opening. We're here. Just find presence. Do deepen inhales and exhales. Introduce little movements back to fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching out our body like we're waking up first thing in the morning. Maybe wiggling a little bit left and right.
Perhaps taking fetal positions to each side, curling in and arcing back a few times. Rising up to a comfortable seated place. Hands joining together in front of our heart. Connecting back to our intention one more time. We can't work 24/7. We're not robots. And we also can't play 24/7. There's that perfect balance we can have between structure, everything that's led us up to where we are, and flexibility, realizing we have no clue what's going on in the future. And so we can just be soft and easeful and flexible with whatever's thrown at us. And so with these contrasting qualities to move us forward, yet with balance, let's allow ourselves to wrap up the time we got to share together today with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.
Namaste.